Hi, sorry. I haven't been on for a long time because I don't like the way I look when I'm on YouTube. But I thought I would try and talk a little bit about what it's like growing up and being 57 with um, CP. It's not easy, but and there's some emotional issues that we all go through. When I was growing up, I didn't have the luxury of special education. So I got thrown into the mix of kids, and I went to Catholic school, and because I wanted to go to Catholic school. When we moved to New Jersey in 1968, there was a pretty bad incident occurring where I was being abused physically by the teachers and the kids, and I wouldn't tell anybody because I was too embarrassed. It kind of left a scar on me and a lack of trust in people. And it went throughout grade school and high school, and a lot of people thought I shouldn't be with the public. And I wanted to escape and quit school, but I didn't. I graduated from high school. I went to college. In my junior year, I was in a bus accident and I got thrown forward on the bus and hit my head on a seat in front of me, and it caused a compression of the spinal cord. We didn't find out about the spine injury until 1998. And we went back and forth a lot with, are we going to operate, are we not going to operate? In 1998, I chose not to have the surgery done, and so we waited. And then finally in 2007, I had the first decompression surgery. And then in 2012, I had to have a redo because the fusion, the um, the hardware in my neck kind of fell apart, and there was spinal fluid going up into the brain, causing the skull to fall back on the brainstem. You don't want to have this happen to you because it causes a lot of behavioral issues because the brainstem controls a lot of um, emotions, and it doesn't like to be disturbed. When people use the word brain dead, they mean that there's no activity in the brain stem. So I was losing. As the weeks went by, they didn't give me much of a choice about the operation, and said that if I didn't have the surgery, that I would just the brainstem would just not do its job anymore. Um, it's 2017. I I can't work anymore. I haven't worked in about 15 years, and it's kind of hard to do a lot of things. When you get older and you have one disability and then another one on top of that, you start to get really upset with why can't I do this and why can't I do that? And then you start to, I kind of started to um, retreat from the world because I didn't like to be out in public a lot. And as you can see on my neck, I lost a lot of muscle, and I can't get that back because when you don't move part of your body, you lose that muscle mass. So I lost all that muscle on my neck. So I look a lot older than I want to. But I just want to tell people that there are a lot of different forms of CP. When I was younger, I did really well. And I would say up until the time I was about 15 was when things started to go a little bit downhill, and I hit a growth, a growth spurt. Um, but I did well during college up until the time of the bus accident, and I worked with a lot of adults with CP, and I was pretty adjusted, I think, until people started to um, classify me as, well, we don't know what's really wrong with you because you don't act like other people with CP. So there were a lot of emotional issues in trying to find out where I belonged in society. And I still don't know where I belong. Um, I do stay home a lot. I don't have a lot of friends. Um, it's kind of hard, but eh, being around other people sometimes brings out the worst in them for some reason or other because they have this idea of who they think I am or who they think I should be. And I've noticed that younger kids are being, young kids with disabilities have more exposure to life than I did when I was growing up. Um, we're talking in the 1960s, so that was 50 years ago. So I'm 57. Um, I don't know how many people are interested in me just sitting here talking to a camera. I don't get up and walk around a lot because I fall a lot, but I do walk, but it's with a lot of difficulty. I still have my mom. She's 87 years old, and I've already made plans what to do in case something happens to her. I will probably go to assisted living, and I have a place in mind because I don't want to be a bother to anyone else. If I could live alone, I would. I choose not to live alone because I think it's too dangerous because I fall too much. And I don't want to have the EMT guy out here every week because I fall. Um, what else? So I went to grade school, high school, college, almost graduate school. Didn't get there because of back issues, and then finally the neck issue. The neck issue is what's the burden now, and make it, trying to make others think that everything is okay when it really isn't is kind of tough. But and I really don't like to move a lot because it causes a lot of pain. Eventually, I'm looking to get a scooter or a newer wheelchair, but they're hard to come by because our house is small and I can't get one in our car, and we don't have a van, and I don't think my 87-year-old mom wants to drive a van at this point. And but I think it will help my independence a lot. I don't know if anybody's interested in my channel. I don't even know if I have a name for it yet. And I'm gonna go because I'm starting to take a little bit. I I had a laptop, but it broke, so I'm using my iPad. One thing I want to say is family is very important. Over the years, our family has grown apart. I lost my dad 30 years ago, and my grandmother and my uncle, and we don't see a lot of our family anymore. And it's kind of hard, you know. I always thought family was important, and when we do get together, it's kind of like we don't know what to say to each other, and it's it's almost like we're strangers to one another. And so that's why I've decided that if anything happens to my mom before me, I will go on my own, and um, so I won't be a bother. We're all very different people, and we all come from different backgrounds. Um, we're there when we have to be there. We're there, but we're not always understanding of why things go wrong and why things happen the way they do. When I was told about my spinal cord, a lot of people didn't believe that I was in jeopardy, and it took a lot of people to get it into their head that if I didn't have the operation, I wouldn't be here. I don't recommend having a titanium plate put in your head. It's not fun. I don't recommend anybody ever having to have this done because it changes how you do everything, how you look at the world, and how the world looks back at you. And at that, I am going to end it. And this is Lori signing off on, I don't even know what date it is, March 2017. Okay.